What's going on, Sun Tribe? I hope you're well today. It's Saturday and I'm at the beach. Here we go. I was actually going to surf today and it's just too small. I was actually supposed to travel 2 hours to San Diego and surf with a group of people, but when it's 1 foot out here, there's no sense in traveling like that. And so I said I was going to stay local, but it's really low. And I find that every time I have had an injury or gotten an injury, it was because of low tide of getting slammed. So I'm a little freaked out when it's low tide. You know, I'm like, I don't need to get in. If I had my boogie board though, I would get in and push that around and swim from lifeguard station to lifeguard station or something like that. But yeah, how are you doing out there, guys? There's been a lot of stuff going on in the surf world, and wow, we in 2022 now, 2022. And since, you know what, next month in March will be my 9th year of making videos about surfing, about the surf life. 9 years. Of course, I started off as a boogie boarder first, and the reason I started documenting myself is because it was a spiritual journey for me and I wanted to remember it. And being in my mid-40s, I was just like, wow, you know, I found a new life outside of my career. And prior to you know, vlogging about surfing, I had only made videos about the hair business. I had been in the hair business since the 90s, and so everything I did, I slept, breathed, and ate hair. Like, I used to even dream about hair. And so this was like my first hobby, you know, lifestyle outside of the hair business. Because when I say the hair business consumed my whole life, like I did hair shows, I was like making stuff at home, I was studying about it, I was traveling to hair shows and hair conventions, and I loved it. But having 3 decades of that, you know, almost 30 years of that, you're gonna go through some burnout. And that was pretty much only my 9 years ago. That was my second burnout I ever had in my life in the hair business. And it was just time to have something else in my life that was an outlet for my career outside of that. And so the surf life just chose me. It chose me to be here. I was wanting to be in the water. You know, I moved to California because I wanted to be near the beach. I wanted to be in water. I wanted to have that. I always loved swimming in a pool, and I just wanted that natural element of nature. And so I thought I was going to be a scuba diver at first, but scuba diving can be such a lonely sport as well, and it's very expensive to take those scuba diving trips and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, it's kind of like on the introverted side. So I wanted something that I could just do regularly and go outside of my door and just be in a water, living here in California. And so when I began boogie boarding and then, you know, saw 2 surfers of color that I never saw before, and transitioned over to surfing, it became like my lifestyle. I mean, I didn't realize how much I was going to love it and how much it was going to fulfill me in a way that gave me so much energy in other areas of my life. And yeah, it became like a purpose. And so anyway, 2 days ago, I was Googling my name, which is what this story about. I was Googling my name, and I saw all these articles that were written about me. And I knew about 4 of them, but I didn't realize how many articles since 2013. since I first started surfing, or, you know, got touched the surfboard, that, you know, I was going to be recognized in that kind of way. So I always say that this lifestyle chose me. Like, the ministry called me. It called me to it. I didn't call it. It called me. I was open. I just wanted to be in water. And the next thing I know, here I am enjoying this surf life, being fulfilled, learning a new culture where I feel accepted, where I feel included, because there's many times in my life that I didn't feel like I really belonged anywhere. And people let me know I didn't belong. You know, sometimes people can look at you and they see something in you that you don't even see in yourself. And I always tried to fit in with people. I always tried to be a team player. I always tried to, you know, be a support system or help people. And they didn't want it. They didn't want it. And so, yeah, when I started to focus on myself and go after my own visions and my own dreams, and you know, I was raised to be a helpmeet. I was raised to be a helper. I was raised to serve. I was raised to be submissive, be quiet, and serve and support others. And I mean, nothing's wrong with that until you start losing yourself and your natural instincts and not giving yourself enough self-care. And I had to learn that the hard way, you know, through a lot of physical ailments I got, through a lot of financial issues, through a lot of emotional trauma in relationships, because I was that way. And once I started to give myself that self-love and evolvement, which was in my career of, even though it was a service business, being a hairstylist, I was being able to express myself in my own looks with my hair and the way I dressed, and create beauty with people. And when I did the hair shows, I was able to just create the beauty I wanted. And then this, in my 40s, in my mid 40s, I was at the time, was like a whoa, was completely just about me, just completely about me and no one else. But of course I started documenting other people because, you know, I thought it was important for me to highlight other black surfers, melanated surfers, because it was, when I started 9 years ago, you would only see 2 or 3 of us like once a week in the water. And I know this because I was at every beach. I went everywhere because I decided that I wasn't gonna, you know, club, drink, smoke. I wasn't doing nothing else but being at the beach. That's all I wanted to do, is renew my spirit at the beach. And when you spend a lot of time at the beach, you learn the culture. I've always been observant and intuitive, and that's from my career being a hairstylist. You learn to understand what's going on. You observe, have a deep founded observation in a different way. And, you know, and I felt early on like this is important that we be seen. And so, you know, I wasn't thinking it was going to be a big, huge deal. You know, I just wanted to do my part on my platform and just show that, hey, you know, I have a community here, and it's evolved so many times. And I'm going to be making another post about that, about all the new things that have been transpiring in these last 2 years that really evolved a lot in the surf culture for melanated surfers. But me seeing myself in all these different articles and seeing that, you know, with the ocean calling me to it, and me just feeling cleansed and renewed and whole, and just happy to be at a place where I could utilize this element of nature, because the power of the ocean is so magnetic and mystical and shamanic, and such a great spiritual journey for myself. And anyway, when I posted these articles, I got so many comments in my DM that was saying, you inspired me to surf, and you're the reason why I started surfing, and it was because of your posts is why I tried this lifestyle. And oh my God, that is so sweet. That is so freaking phenomenal. Like, I'm teary-eyed. You see this? I'm teary-eyed. That is so, my eyes too from the sun, that's why they're closed like this, because the sun is beaming in my face and I don't have my sunglasses. But so I'm so grateful that I can help people along their way, and I've built up a little karma credit in my life, you know, by just highlighting and giving you from my experience what I feel and what I've seen, you know, as pure as I can, and just try to be about positive images, because we know that there's a lot of media circulation and even coons doing it, putting out a lot of negative stereotypes or perpetuating negative stereotypes about us. And so it's important that, you know, we show other sides of us, multifaceted sides, and especially as a Black woman, you know, it's very important. And so my individual experience here has been one of just great fulfillment for myself, at a time when I really needed to just focus on myself. And that came after just having a really bad relationship where I was with a narcissist that made me feel like I was so small. He was so jealous because I had been self-employed all my life, and he was corporate. He wanted to pretty much have a self-employed career like myself. So he demoralized everything I did. And I took it with a grain of salt, and I listened to him because I've always put myself in a position where I was open to learning. I could take constructive criticism. So I don't take myself too seriously, or at the time I didn't, that I wouldn't listen to someone. And so I thought he had good intentions, like myself. Like, I wouldn't tell anybody anything bad about themselves or make, any kind of constructive criticism without having the right intentions. And so my mistake was believing that he was the same type of person as me. He had the same type of spirit. And it really affected, I got food in my mouth, oh my God. It really affected my emotions in a way. And so when I came into this surf life, when I just said I needed something outside of making money, I needed something outside of getting clients, outside of material possession, I needed something that directly deals with nature, that could sustain and fulfill me in such a powerful way. And this lifestyle happened. And I've met so many beautiful people. Even my introduction into this lifestyle was with such a beautiful man that showed me the way, taught me the initial introduction of this lifestyle, and was very romantic and kind and generous, and made me forget that I had even had a messed up relationship before that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the universe, spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, shows up, after you've had some pain in your life in such a magnetic way, especially when you've been out here with good intentions. And that's pretty much been me my whole life. I ain't never tried to manipulate, lie on anybody, do anything wrong to people. I've always just tried to live my life with good intentions so that I could have this karma credit. I could have a better life. Did that work, and did everybody's interpretation of what I did work out? No, it hasn't. Oh well, you know, I forgive myself. I had to forgive myself for a lot of things that I just didn't know. And so this lifestyle has been good for me, and I'm glad you enjoyed my videos, and it has inspired some of you to want to try it for yourselves. And those who stick with it are the ones that were called or chosen for this path to renew your spirit, because water is, we know water is powerful. It's an element. It's a different kind of element that you have to be present for, completely present, and be mindful and observant, and it heightens your awareness and your intuition. And so everybody don't make it in this lifestyle because it is a lifestyle. It's not a hobby. So thank you for joining me all these years, you guys, and welcome to 2022 with me. And yeah, I hope I make good content for you this year. Peace and love.